Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I want to share with you 3 different bullet journal theme ideas that you can use for the month of December. So for me, up here in Canada, December is when I think of winter and also Christmas. So I tried to do sort of a variety with these 3 themes. One of them is a winter theme, even though I know it's not winter for all of you. One of them is a Christmas theme, even though I know not everyone is huge on Christmas, but one of them is totally season neutral. So you can use that any time of year. So there's one of each in this video. So whether you are pumped to use a Christmas theme in your bullet journal or you really would prefer a more season neutral theme, there will hopefully be something in this video that each of you will like. So I do a video like this each month where I share themes that I think are very accessible to everyone. So even if you don't have tons of time, even if you don't have lots of art supplies or lots of like natural artistic ability, I really think that these themes could be used by you in your bullet journal regardless. So if you want to continue getting bullet journal inspiration like this, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. And if you want some more like support and actual resources that you can use for bullet journaling, I am going to link my Etsy shop down in the description because I have been trying to develop some more like bullet journal tools for you guys for 2022. So I've got a printable bullet journal in my Etsy shop. It's like A5 size. You can either print out the whole thing and use it on its own, or you can just print out whichever pages you like the cover pages, the calendars, and then paste them right into your own bullet journal, and you can just color them in. So if that would be helpful to you, head to my Etsy shop. And kind of along those same lines, I have some digital journals as well that you can use on an iPad or tablet, and those will be in my Etsy shop as well. So go ahead and grab your supplies for today's themes. What I used were a couple of markers, black pen. I used a white gel pen. I think they're awesome if you have one, but if not, obviously that's okay. And I also did use some like brown wrapping paper, literally that came from an Amazon parcel. So hopefully you can find something like that around as well. So I'm going to start off with the wintry theme, which is a little pair of mittens, and I have done this theme once before. So I'm going to try to link that video if I can find it. But I'm actually going to stamp out the title December for this one, just because I feel like it looks so cute with the mittens. But of course, if you don't have stamps, you can always just write this out in whatever font you choose. And if you don't have stamps but you're interested in getting some stamps, I do have a discount code for Paperwrld, which is where I got these stamps, and this set includes all the uppercase letters, lowercase, numbers, and punctuation, just everything that you might need. Alright, so I've got the title more or less in the center of the page. Next, I'm going to take a green marker, and for this one I'm using my Tombow dual tip brush pen in the color 228. You obviously can do whatever color, whatever marker you want. And I'm going to draw a pair of mittens. So I don't really know how to describe the shape of these other than just like the shape of mittens. So I would try this on a scrap piece of paper if you don't feel confident in your ability to draw mittens. Mine usually end up looking more like oven mitts, but I don't really care. And you kind of want to stagger them around the page. So put them on different angles in different spots. And then I'm going to connect them together with like a twirling little mitten string and color them in. So next, I'm going to take my white gel pen and just draw a design on the mittens. You can draw whatever you want. I'm going to make sort of like a snowflake looking design. So I'm going to draw like 3 lines intercepting, if that makes sense. And I'm using my Uniball white gel pen here. I like to switch it up. This one's giving me a little bit of trouble today. But anyways, so I'm going to draw those 6 lines intersecting. Just draw little dots or something on the end. You really can draw snowflakes pretty much however you want. And then because it looks a little empty, I'm going to add a little like squiggly line down at the bottom here. Now you can definitely leave this page just as it is if you want to, but I want to give you a couple of other ideas for how you can kind of spice it up. So what I actually did the other time that I did this in a custom journal is I turned this into a Dutch door. So it was over on the opposite page, but I cut along the edge and then kind of around the mitten, made it into a Dutch door, super cute. Another thing you could do is add a border around it, add some washi tape. You could put a little calendar here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find my gold marker here, And I'm gonna just make some gold dots kind of splattering around the page. I feel like gold is such a good like wintry color. And I just got this marker from Mr. Pen. I will have links for like all of my stationery down in the description, including the Tombow markers that I use and the Uniball gel pen and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you don't have a gold marker for this, I love this look with black pen as well. Honestly, I'm looking at it now and kind of regretting my choice for gold, wishing I had gone with black. So don't feel like just because you don't have a gold marker, you can't do this. I love how this looks with black as well, where some dots are bigger, some are smaller, some are closer together, some are further apart. You can really just do them however you want. All right, so there's the look for that first one, and even with all that talking and stuff, this one took me 4 minutes to complete. So before we continue with the rest of this bullet journal, I do want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, Xyro. So Xyro is a website builder that allows you to create beautiful websites and online stores with no coding and no web design skills. Personally, 2021 has been an amazing year of taking my bullet journaling hobby and turning it actually into my full-time job. And if you're like me and you would love to find ways to monetize or just showcase your art, having a website is an absolute must. Recently, I've come across the perfect tool for beginners looking to take that next step in their journey, and that tool is Xyro. They make it so easy to build a professional website in just a matter of minutes, and best of all, Xyro is incredibly affordable with their personal plans starting at less than $3 per month. You'll definitely want to head to my description to use Xyro's limited time Black Friday deal. With this deal, you can get up to 86% off and 3 months free with any yearly plan. That means that you can create your own website starting at only $1.71 per month. So click the link in my description or use the code Riley to make sure that you don't miss out on this deal. And if you would like to see how my own Xyro website turned out, I will have the link to my brand new website, rileyautumn.com, down in the description. So thank you, Xyro, and let's get back to the bullet journal. Moving over to the next page here, I'm going to set up theme number 2, and this one is the non-winter, non-Christmas related one. So I've done this one a couple of times, and one thing that you'll need is some sort of brown paper. You could also just color this on, but I love using craft paper in my journal because this stuff I honestly just pulled out of the recycling bin. Like, one of my neighbors was recycling this massive wad of beautiful craft paper. So you really can find this stuff if you're looking for it. And I'm just gonna kind of cut out like a triangle-ish shape. But I'm gonna like cut off the tip of the triangle, if you see what I'm saying. And I'm just gonna leave this ragged edge. I kind of like it. So this is going to serve as like the wrapping paper for the bouquet that we're about to draw. So once you've got this kind of triangle sort of shape, you can just glue it down. I normally just use a glue stick that I got from the dollar store, but it honestly ran out. So I'm using this glue tape, and this is just from Walmart. It's nice because once you run out of this stuff, you can just buy the glue tape itself and just refill your cartridge. So anyways, I'm going to put my little craft paper kind of on an angle for our bouquet here, and next I'm going to draw the flowers. So for my flowers, I'm using one of my Crayola Colors of the World markers, and you can draw any kind of flower you want. You can mix and match, draw a bunch of different flowers, draw all the same. I'm going to draw all the same, and I'm going to draw tulips because that's actually, somebody requested this, like a bouquet of tulips for a custom journal theme, and it was so easy to draw, so I've been doing it more often ever since. So I'm just going to draw kind of a U shape and then add like 3 points to the top. Honestly, I'm not even going to add the points. I'll just add those with black pen later. So I'm just going to go in and kind of scatter some like oblong shapes all over here. Next, I'm going to take my black pen here. This is from Mr. Pen, and kind of define these. So I'm going to go around in a U shape, close it off with one curved line, another curved line, and then a little point on the top. All right, I did make a mistake over here. I'm actually just gonna color over top of this with white gel pen. And then once the white gel pen dries, I'm gonna go over top of that with the pink marker, and it will blend in pretty well. Not perfect, but it's a pretty good fix. So now that I've got all my flowers in, I'm gonna take a green marker, actually the same one that I used for this, and just add a bunch of stems. And I'll add the stems coming out the bottom as well. And then I'm going to add a bunch of leaves. So like leaves coming directly off these stems, I'm going to add some extra stems and more leaves just to really fill in the space. And it does work pretty well if you want to have two different greens, so that you can draw leaves kind of overlapping each other and it doesn't just look like a pile of green. Alright, so that's it for my leaves. I'm going to try to disguise this little mistake. There we go. So you definitely could outline your leaves with black pen as well. I'm not going to, I just don't really like to. One thing that I am going to do is add, you know how when they wrap the flowers, they've got like a piece of tape on here, and then the paper obviously has to end somewhere. So I'm just going to draw that over there. What you can do also if you want to is add like some little kind of sparkles around here, little like diamond shapes and dots and circles and stuff. And then I'm going to use my green here, the green that I used for kind of the main stems. Oops, I actually should go in and add some of these lighter stems down here as well. But I'm going to use the darker green that I used for the main stems and just write out December in tall, thin capital letters. So that is theme number 2, a little bouquet, totally unrelated to Christmas and winter. And I totally forgot to mention the previous theme, the bouquet theme. Even with all the talking and stuff, it took me 7 minutes to put that one together. Now moving on to the last one here, I'm gonna put a little calendar in the middle of the page. So I'm gonna just find 7 dots, 7 dot grid spaces that are like pretty much in the center, and just draw a line there and fill this in with a calendar for December. Alright, so above the calendar, I'm going to use my Tombow Fudonosuke soft tip brush pen to do a heading for December. So I'm going to be doing calligraphy for this one. So if you're kind of new to calligraphy, this definitely isn't like a tutorial in how to do calligraphy, but some of the basic rules are just to make sure that all your downstrokes are thick and all your other like up strokes or diagonal strokes, those can be nice and thin. And I like to keep my letters relatively bouncy. So for this theme, I'm going to be doing a little gnome theme. So as you guys may know, I love going in with marker first. Lots of people like to go in with pen first or pencil, so if that's your preference, go ahead and do that. But I'm going to go in with marker first, so I'm going to use this sort of reddish color. This is from Artist Loft. Number 100, dark red. These are at Michael's. And I'm just going to start drawing some gnome hats. So I'm going to draw a curve where I want the bottom of the hat to be. And then this hat is going to be kind of lumpy and folded over. Now, if you want to, you don't need to color in the whole hat. You can like draw stripes on first and leave some of them white. I prefer to color everything in and then go with white gel pen later and add some fun designs. So there's the first hat. Next, I'm going to draw just a circle right underneath his hat for his nose. So I'm just using a light brown color from the Crayola Colors of the World set. And then I'm going to go in and draw the beard. So the hats, the beards, everything can all just be like random shapes. They don't need to be the same. So this guy's going to have kind of a spiky beard. And then again, I'm just going to go and color that in. And if you don't have a gray this light, or you just don't want it to be gray, you can definitely leave the beards white as well. So the next thing I'm going to draw is just like the bottom of, I don't know, his belly, I guess, using my green. I'm also going to give him some arms I hope all of this is like making sense as you look at it, but hopefully once I outline it, it will make even more sense. I'm gonna add some little black boots. And that's the first gnome. I think I'll add another one, but first I want to go over this guy with black pen so that if you don't already kind of see what's going on in my head for this theme, you will hopefully once it has black pen on it. All right, so there we go. That's my first little gnome. I am gonna do one more, and I'll do that one right beside him. So for this one, I'm gonna do a green hat, and this gnome is gonna be like tall. So with gnomes, you can do this theme in so many different ways. I've seen ones that have gnomes all the way across the bottom or just one gnome in the middle. I'm choosing to do them beside a calendar because I haven't seen anyone else do that. And the fun thing with the little gnomes is that you can make them all different like shapes and sizes. Their beards can all be different, their hats can all be different, their height and width and all of that. You can just make them each unique. But the same steps, I always do everything in the same order. So I draw them a nice hat and then a nose and then a beard. This one's gonna have more of like a curly sort of beard, I guess, more circular. And then since this one is taller, he's gonna be wearing more of like a robe. We're not even gonna see his feet. So I'll draw that and I'll give him some arms. All right, so there are my two little gnomes. Now I'm gonna go in with white gel pen and just add like a few very minimal designs to their hat. So for this one, I'm gonna do some stripes. And for the other one, I think I'll just do like some dots or something super simple. All right, so that's all for the gnomes. I am going to add a little bit of like holly, those little like Christmas berries. So how I do that is I'm just gonna take this red and just add clusters of 3 dots. I think I'll just do 3 to kind of frame the calendar here. So clusters of 3 dots, and then to draw the leaves, I'm just gonna do like a wavy line that has sort of 2 points and then the end, and then a matching one on the other side, and fill it all in. But again, if you want your gnomes to take up like all of the page or the whole bottom of the page, and then have nothing else, you definitely don't need to include this holly. Or if instead of the holly, you want to do like some gold dots or some sparkles or add some washi tape or something, that's totally fine. This is just one of my like go-to Christmas doodles because it's so quick and easy. So there we have theme number 3, and again with all the talking and stuff, that one took me about 8 minutes to put together. So let's just do a quick flip through of our 3 themes. We've got the Christmas theme with gnomes and holly, our non-holiday, non-winter theme, that's a bouquet of tulips, and then our cute little winter theme with these gloves. Thank you all so much for joining me to set up some bullet journal themes for December. Let me know down in the comments which of these themes is your favorite, and I hope to see you all in the next video.